Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanine. Okay, so I have a good one for you today. I'll try not to make it a 38-minute one. Some of you guys don't know. Back in the beginning of this channel, when I used to cover a lot of XLM, some of my videos used to be almost an hour long, but those are some of my best videos. So if you haven't already, what I'm saying is check out that video from yesterday. That was a good video. So, okay. Today, we're going to cover some XRP. We're going to start off with XRP, Algorand, Vechain, Hbar. We're going to go old school Alphanine, where I covered a lot of different cryptos. Let's have a little bit of fun again. Let's begin here. I want to pick up back on page. Let's see what page this is. Page 10, okay? Page 10 in the document we left off on yesterday. Then we'll transition into something else. That document is so good. Some of my people already downloaded it. They're reading it. If you didn't access it from Ripple's Twitter, then like I said, in the members only section, you can sign up down below for members only. In the members only section, it's only a few dollars and you can hit the link there. I also posted a lot of good stuff in there. Make sure you're looking at community tab under the members only section and you can receive your content there. Okay, here we go. Tokenization of IP. Look at where Ripple is going. XRP is going to explode. It's going to dominate. I'm very excited about all of the utility coins across the board. They've been doing a fantastic job. Fantastic. Tokenization of intellectual property. Muy lindo, mi gente. I don't know who's working harder between Ripple, Vechain, Algorand, Hbar. They are putting in a lot of work. I'm highly impressed, and I'm not easily impressed at all. I'm not. Intellectual property rights are rights over creations of the human mind, usually sanctioned by a state authority. This is done with the purpose of facilitating the exploitation of this intellectual creation by the creator. Roughly explained, IP prevents free riders. You're afraid to say freeloaders? That's not professional, right? These freeloaders, you can just imagine Brad Garling's house. These freeloaders. IP prevents free riders from profiting from it without consent of the creator, which generates a need to pay the creator to obtain this consent, which is very good. Although there is some economic debate in this regard, because IP rights can be seen as a monopoly rights, creating inefficiencies. IP rights are often thought to stimulate innovation. It definitely does. You don't want someone violating your intellectual property rights, but you know, I think there has to be certain clarifications over that, but we can get there. This is a start. This is a brilliant addition to the tokenization of everything, in my humble opinion. Through the encouragement of inventions and product differentiation through higher quality, in turn, the absence of IP rights is believed to result in the opposite. The main types of IP patents are main types of IP are patents, protection of an idea consisting of an invention or useful improvement, copyright, trademarks, prohibition of unauthorized usage of unique distinctive designs or signs. These rights are usually obtained by registering the IP in a government IP agency, although, in principle, contractual arrangements with private platforms could achieve similar results. Did you ever think that Ripple would be doing something like that? Getting involved with things like that? Look at all the different places that XRP could be used, or rather the XRPL, which uses XRP. I mean, the setup is unbelievable. Let's just scroll down here. Okay, so let's move on a little bit here. They have a great diagram here which shows you how it will work. Register IP with authorities, is assigned with the IP, and then mints tokens, granting the rights to future earnings. So that's one. I want to scroll down here and get to another part that I thought was very impactful. This entire document was really explosive. I'm surprised I don't hear more people talking about this. This is the real stuff that shows you why a company is going to be successful, that tells you why Ripple is going to explode, why XRP's price is going to increase, that they are making sure that in every possible way, XRP's price is going up. That's what this means. These types of things, these types of documents are what needs to be researched and read. Licensing. That's the next, literally the following section. They're just dropping bombs back to back in this document. Licensing. Tokens can also be of help to the enterprise in dealing with inefficiencies in the handling of software. When an individual or corporation purchases the right to use particular software, how it can be used or shared may be limited. This can be the result of IP law, but may also be governed by contract law terms of use. To avoid free riding, software companies give users a license only if they are appropriately paid and design the software to check the user and the license holder are the same individual or corporation. I'm not going to read too much because I would really like to encourage people to go over and read this document, not just as a holder of XRP, but let's say you're a business individual like myself. Listen, I will probably be utilizing the XRPL to a large degree in the future. If they have services like this, all of the bank coins, and I'll just name a few that I definitely will be utilizing for certain services like this. XRPL, I would love to use for things like this. Algorand, I would love to use for things like this. And Hbar is right there with these guys because of all of the programmability aspects of them. And the customization is just unbelievable. So yeah, just not only as a holder of XRP, but as business people, you may want to give this document a read. Save yourself a hell of a lot of money in the future if you bring in a lot of capital, be efficient with things, make sure you can program some of these smart contracts to do things for you. I mean, like there's so much potential here. Okay, let's move over to just a little bit of Algorand. So Algorand never ceases to amaze me. This is a tweet from the Kelly Callahan. It says, was fun to chat today with @Mayor Sheev, @Francis Suarez, @Saif1305, the hashtag Mayors 2022 about how local government, I told you, Algorand is dominating when it comes to these governments. We've been following them since last year. Now, Kelly Callahan's been doing a great job. Stacey Wharton has been I told you she's there for domination. We looked at her background. Stacey Wharton doesn't do anything but win. And that means what for us? That means for holders of Algo, that means a lot of money will be coming into Algorand because Stacey doesn't do anything but win. We always want winners leading the companies that we invest in. I'll give you an example. Some companies don't have great leaders like Algorand does. I just had to take part in like maybe voting for 7 different companies that I own good amount of stock in. And I tell you what, we were voting on some of their leaders. We'll just put it that way. And some of their leaders, if you look into their backgrounds, they are not great. So this is the time where when you're voting in these the processes of these companies for who's going to lead, you definitely want to know the backgrounds. And it tells you if you're voting for this person and they are a great leader, you have as a stockholder and as a company, you have the propensity to bring in more money because of the connections that they have, because of their business savvy, because of their hunger for more. And so saying all that to say this, we are fortunate enough to not have to go through that process with Algorand. They chose a great leader who is, I told you, going to bring about a golden age. Look at all the partnerships that they have made this year already. This is only like, we're getting to the halfway point of this year. Look at all the partnerships. I told you, Algorand has a bright future. That price is going to raise a toe. It's going to raise. I expect it to raise dramatically, especially if the economy starts to do better and they actually are able to reel in inflation, okay, and not send us into a deflationary period, okay. We don't want that either. So I mean, I think they need to tread lightly with a lot of these rate hikes, and I'm not talking about just in the United States, because I try to keep abreast or privy of the entire world, and I believe was it the UK? Bank of England is trying to do the same types of massive rate hikes as the United States Fed. So I'm watching all these sectors. So when I speak, I'm speaking across the board. So I hope they're being careful with that, because a deflationary period is just as bad as an inflationary period. Okay, you want to gradually bring these things back, typically speaking. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Somebody in the comment section can correct me. So we have that from Algorand. And then, and I put this in the community section publicly, not members only section. although I hope a lot of you will be there. But publicly, they released their massive update on their global ecosystem partners. Now, they did this about 2 months ago. You saw me retweet it. You saw Stacey Wharton tweet it. And it was very beautiful at that time. Muy linda, mi gente. This list of Algorand ecosystem partners tells you everything you need to know. Look at how many. When the future is here and we have mass adoption and we don't have so many legal regulatory things standing in the way, and these people can utilize the protocol openly as how they see fit. All the infrastructures are set up. Algorand is going to be, it's going to be beautiful what's going to happen to that price, in my humble opinion, because of things like this. These are facts. Concrete companies you can look at, you can look into, you can find their financials, their quarterlies. And these are only the companies, and I'll say the same thing for Vechain. These are only the companies that we know about that don't have non-disclosure agreements. Keep that in mind. So there's a lot more behind the scenes. And I was in the community section and I saw an individual say, you know, hey, post one of these diagrams for XRP to show XRP's ecosystem, which is nuts, by the way. I mean, how many they have, it's just unbelievable. That's what I mean. But I couldn't find an updated diagram of the XRP ecosystem. My apologies. I just couldn't find one. They were all old. And while they look great, let me tell you something. Ripple has made so many new partnerships. Someone really needs to make an updated diagram for that. But also, I'll say this for XRP. It's the one bank coin that doesn't need a diagram, because most of the banks, I believe, have non-disclosure agreements at this time, memorandums of understanding. And so they're not going to be able to be put on that list. Remember, they have over 500 right now. I just read an article. I hope it was accurate. I anticipated it was north of 500 before, if you remember. And now what they have on the books is over 400 financial institutions. But I read an article recently. I wish I still had it. I will put it on the screen. That said that they had over 500, and I knew they did. Over 500 financial institutions. That speaks for itself. No diagram is needed. No diagram is needed. And I believe it. I mean, if Quant via Vechain, if Quant has connection to over 500, I think it's like 523 banks through Vechain. That's how many Quant has a connection with, right? If Quant has that many connections via Vechain, I mean, you have to know that XRP, who deals explicitly with banks, strictly like that is their mainstay, is what I'm saying, has to have equally as much, if not more. It's a good time to be alive. It really is, man. It really is. So let's continue on here, okay? So then we have some Hbar. I told you Hbar is gonna go far. I like that saying, Hbar is gonna go far. It is. Hbar has now stepped firmly into gaming. They can do it all, really. And I understand they're going to take these certain pathways. They are going to diversify greatly when it comes to Hbar, because of who's on their governing board. You have Google on there. They're deep into gaming. IBM in there. I'm not sure if they do a little bit of gaming, but I know they have the infrastructures and stuff like that for gaming, right? So all of the computers and systems that they sell and things of that nature with their computer, So I expect this. Let me just read this little tidbit here. This is from Venly.io. Vavel Games, a leading gaming studio bringing the next generation of MMO games to life, has joined the broad list of the Hbar Foundation's grantees as the first gaming company to receive a grant from the Hbar Foundation. Through assistance from the Hbar Foundation, Vavel Games is launching Vavelverse. Oh man, that's a mouthful. A range of interoperable games run on the same decentralized engine on the Hbar network. So there you have it. Hbar's making a splash as usual. Also, let me say this. They just, if you stake your Hbar, they just had a vote on that. I'm not sure who was able to participate. I know their council members, the Hbar council members were able to vote on that. So now they've made slight changes, which look very, very good and beneficial in my opinion. As far as staking on chain, natively on chain and off chain. Okay, so you definitely want to get up to date with that. I don't personally stake my Hbar, so that really doesn't concern me. But I figured I'd put you onto that information, and they have it over there on the Hbar Foundation's Twitter. It's one of the top 5 tweets there. Just click on that, and you can read all about those updates when it comes to staking. Okay, because we want to make as much money as we possibly can. And we want to know the information that affects changes to how much money we're making, how little we might be making. But I mean, you have to do the reading to know these things. So just wanted to give you that quick update there. So then we have Hbar Foundation Metaverse Fund strategy announcement. It says, oh, well, let's hear. What is the Metaverse Fund? Because the first paragraph said, what is the Metaverse? We already know about that. What is the Metaverse Fund? DLT is acting as the catalyst for the emergence of metaversal experiences, and these new digital and mixed reality experiences are creating entirely new virtual economies. I like how they put that. And I said this before, everything will be put into the metaverse to some capacity, and there is a portion of the world that wants to interact in that way. It says new virtual economies which require novel infrastructure. DLT is the core component of such infrastructure, and it is the Hbar network that is best architected to meet the DLT demands of enterprise platforms and their complex economies. If the metaverse is the next iteration of human experience, then an unprecedented number of individuals will be onboarded into the applications and platform. That almost sound like you're gonna get uploaded to the Matrix. Oh man, you know what? That I probably shouldn't have said that, because it almost seems like that's the way people are taking it. I have seen things. I've been keeping a close eye on the metaverse. People are in this metaverse every day. They're doing meetings there. They're doing jobs there, right? They're dating there in the metaverse. They're hanging out in the metaverse. And that's now. That's now. Imagine what it'll be in a year or two as they develop these metropolis cities and things of that nature. So there's going to be a lot of money flowing through the metaverse. People are already committed to it. There's no going back now. But it does seem like a Matrix-like experience. To each his own. So here we are on Vechain. This is an article on Vechain. It says Vechain eyes mass adoption in Europe. I love Vechain, by the way. Oh, they are one of the most hardworking, deal-making, and I believe in the future, money-making utility coins right now. Look at what the price of Vechain is right now. It's unbelievable. And it doesn't take a lot at this point. People have accumulated a ton of Vechain. It doesn't take a lot for people to make a lot of money with Vechain. Muy linda, mi gente. I try to share my enthusiasm because besides the bank coins, Vechain is one of the biggest opportunities in my humble opinion. And listen, remember, I don't care whether you buy Vechain or any of this stuff I talk about or not, because that's not where the money is made. It's not when it comes to these serious enterprise utility coins or bank coins. The money is made with the big business, okay? Large financial institutions. When it comes to Vechain, we're talking about enterprises, okay? Look at their ecosystem diagram that I posted in the community section. It tells you everything that you need to know when Vechain is mass adopted and there's no legal and regulatory blockades. It's going to take off because it must be used as a traceability protocol. And what they have been doing and showing you that it can be used with the QR codes. They made a tweet, which I'll probably post somewhere here, where they showed a company that actually has the Vechain QR codes on the bottles of their products, and you can scan it even from, according to Vechain, I believe one of their tweets said, you can actually scan that QR code from the tweet and actually pull up information. I mean, this is how they made it seem. I didn't try it myself. I have no interest in that, but it was It was good to see that real utility in Vechain. So let's read this little tidbit here. This is on coinquora.com. The relationship between Vechain and Europe goes way back in time. 2021 has emerged as one of the fruitful years for Vechain in terms of global development. The foundation announced the opening of its European headquarters on February the 15th, 2022. Vechain envisions a mass adoption in Europe and tweets about Europe's hunger for more blockchain solutions. I told you that people in, not people, but institutions in Europe were hungry for DLT technologies. Not just blockchain, but blockchain also. Hashgraph. They want to make money. They want more capital coming in. They want to save money. They want to have an exploding economy and live well. So many places around the world share that feeling, and that is a reason why distributed ledger technologies in the future are going to explode, in my humble opinion. That price is going up, definitely is. It's going up much more. Across the board, by the way. Across the board. I know people like to downplay certain things. Just from what I'm seeing as a researcher, and just reading PDFs, transcripts, articles, tweets, all of these different things. Across the board, I believe those prices are going to explode. Let's read a little bit further. It says, it all began when Vechain CEO Sunny Liu was called over to San Marino for its carbon neutral project. Vechain slowly started expanding its roots across Europe. Vechain formed a tech team and a technology center in Europe to support the booming demand for technology-based solutions. So when I say across the board, I do believe that Bitcoin will explode. All right. I know a lot of you don't care about Bitcoin. I don't hold Bitcoin, but I'm just giving an example across the board. I believe Bitcoin will explode. I believe Ethereum will have its time a few more times, but I think in the future, Ethereum's time is limited, but I think it has a couple of more explosions left in it. It does. Before things like Algorand completely take over as a smart contract platform and Hbar completely dominate as smart contract platforms. But for a little time still, I believe Ethereum will explode. It's no question in my mind that the bank coins will explode. Algorand, XLM, XRP, and you know XRP and XLM go off together. Cello easily takes off. Of course, it's going to take time. The economies have to right themselves first, correct themselves first. And by correct, I don't mean like go down or go up. I mean like they have to achieve homeostasis once again, because right now things are out of control with the economies, the global economies. All right. Did I leave anybody out? I said Algorand, Hbar, Cello, XLM, XRP. No question in my mind, they're taking off easily, by the way. And people are going to make a lot of money. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and there's no guarantees in this. I'm just going by the research that I've done, what I've seen, partnerships I've seen established. Vechain, I believe, will explode. I'm trying to think of anything else that might explode based on the partnerships that they actually have, concrete, and are working with major institutions. I'll end with Vechain, I believe, is going to explode in the future. And I'll throw Quant in there. I think Quant is going to. I don't think there's any way Quant, even though it's a higher price. I know people don't like higher price stuff. Like I said, it doesn't matter to me whether you buy or sell at all. I'm just sharing my thoughts. That's all, okay? This is not that kind of channel where I try to tell you what to do at all. I want you and encourage you to do what you want to do. Do your own research and make up your own mind. You'll be comfortable with your decisions at the end. I know a lot of people don't feel like that, but that's my standpoint. So yeah, Quant, if this is accurate via Vechain, and I just did a video recently where I covered a little bit of Quant because Quant is in heavy relation to the bank coins when it comes to connecting the legacy systems to the blockchains as the new financial system. Quant has everything to make that happen. Now, in that video, we talked about Vechain. Now, via Vechain, it is alleged that Quant has access to over 520 different banks. Let that sink in for a minute. That's why if they're actually going to be utilized to any capacity by even a modicum of those banks, because I'm not saying they'll be utilized by them all. I don't know. There's no guarantees. But if they're even utilized by a modicum of those banks with Quant's circulating supply and And what it stands to do, moving value back and forth, its price has to explode. It has a lower circulating supply than Bitcoin. If they even get 25 banks to utilize Quant, it would be unbelievable. But we'll see what happens in the future. There's no guarantees, of course. You know, I'm just going by what the relationships that they've actually established. That's all. Let me throw this one in there. A sleeper. Oh, this one is a sleeper. And I keep my eye real close on them. Zenfin, XDC. I kept my eye on them for almost an entire year because I do my research before I speak on anything and before I actually believe in it. I'm starting to become a believer in XDC. I'm not going to say I'm all the way there just yet, but they have been doing a tremendously good job. They were in Panama meeting with a lot of big money in Panama, including governments. XDC, Zenfin, I'm going to continue to keep my eye on them because they could be a sleeper. No, a lot of people aren't talking about them. And yet they've been doing a tremendously good job. Oh, man, I have you guys here. It might be another long video. And I like hanging out with you guys. And also, I think I have the most fun when I'm not under pressure trying to crunch my videos down to like 15, 10 minutes. I will still try to make shorter videos also, but once in a while I have to cut loose and just do what it is that I do. And it usually comes out to be longer videos when I'm just having fun and enjoying myself. So then I posted this here, the ecosystem partner diagram of Vechain. I just want to read you just to show you how impactful some of these partnerships are when it comes to Vechain, right? This is one of their top partners here, ecosystem partners, DNV. It says, since 2017, DNV has been the greatest partner in the Vechain ecosystem, having created multiple dApps on Vechain Thor, all while serving multi-industry clients. DNV will continue to work with Vechain to build more and serve more. DNV is one of the world's largest risk management and quality assurance companies. That traceability is going to be beautiful once everything has mass adoption and everyone wants to use it and all the systems are fully set up. Remember, right now, across the board, we're still in a building stage. And it's going to take time to build these world-changing technologies up, these world-changing infrastructures. That's what people don't understand. We are literally building the new infrastructures for the entirety of the world. That takes time. And it takes accuracy. We don't want anything to be messed up when all of this goes off. We want that money to flow smoothly. I keep saying that, but some people, they don't seem to understand and they're impatient. And if you rush these companies, they are going to fumble the ball. Did you see what happened? I don't know if this is accurate. Did you see what happened to Solana? It went down. Come on, that can't feel good. If you're a holder, like you want to make money, not lose money. You want to make partnerships, not stain your name and lose partnerships. It doesn't help for that to go down. Now, I don't want that happening to the bank coins when banks are using them, right? So maybe they have a few flaws. They're working them out. They're still building. The banks haven't stepped in yet. Good. Let them take their time, whatever they need to do to make sure they don't have problems that the bank system can shirk them with and say, hey, we don't want to use you. Look, you have these problems. No, we want everything to be really good. So that money in turn can be really good. That's how I feel about it. All right, so here we have PwC, one more partner from Vechain. PwC, one of the big four auditors of the world. They work with IBM, Ford, Dell, Cisco, 3M are some of its largest clients. What? Did you just hear what I said? This is who Vechain has a partnership with. People, hey, I can't tell people what to do. I can only deliver the message. That's it. That's it. I like Vechain though. So we're going to end off with this here. Okay. We have some quant information here. Quant is doing a great job. They put out a post on CBDCs on Quant.network. And it says, blockchain technology is immutable and highly secure. CBDCs would be built on technology that leverages cryptographic chains, which are nearly impossible to tamper with. The trust of the financial system is based on resilience and managing risk, including cybersecurity risk. We must ensure that the existing controls that operate critical national infrastructure, such as payments infrastructure, are extended and applied to blockchain-based and decentralized payment solutions. Well, let's scroll down just a little bit. Just bear with me right here. There's a part I want to get to. And they actually, here it is right here. Sorry about that. Here we go. It says it's incorrect to assume that loss of privacy is a prerequisite for CBDCs. Didn't I tell you that? Now, some of the banks have gone rogue. And so they're greedy and they want people's information. I am telling you, that's how you kill your CBDC, because the people don't have to use your CBDC. They can use stable coins now. They will, because they want to retain their anonymity. This is supposed to be digital cash. You don't need people's names and addresses for that. Although I do understand, because of the money laundering and stuff like that, allegedly, you want to know certain things, but you can detach that information from their name and address, certain things that allow them to maintain their anonymity. Quant provides that service and tells you right here that it is possible. So you don't have to fear CBDCs. Just make sure you're getting in your senator's ears, your congressman's ears. They're supposed to work for you, and you let them know, hey, although you may want to issue a CBDC, we want to keep it digital cash and we want to retain our anonymity. That's up to you. That's up to the people of the world to tell them this, because it is possible. I told you the Bank of International Settlements said what Quant is about to say here. They said this 3 months ago. That's why I like the Bank of International Settlements. They respect people. At least that's how they're presenting themselves. But let me just read this a little bit here. It says, current distributed ledger technology makes it perfectly possible to collect all the information required by money laundering and know your customer regulations without compromising anonymity. It is a matter of system design. Same thing the BIS said. A perfect example of this is the LAC chain regional program, which utilizes Quant's technology to ensure that transactions are anonymized and behave essentially like cash. There you have it. So don't ever let these governors or senators or chairmen or these people at the Fed tell you that a CBDC has to rob you of your anonymity. It doesn't. You heard it from the BIS. A lot of you have those documents, and you heard it from Quant here. So I'm going to leave it at that. I have like 3 more tabs open, but I'm not going to keep you too long. Okay. Oh man, but I've been feeling good lately. I've been feeling more like old school Alpha Neem. Okay. So video's been a little bit longer. I appreciate you being here. I really, really do. And if you let those ads do what they do, I really, really appreciate what you do. And if you are a member, one of the esteemed members, one of my member immortals, I greatly, greatly appreciate you. You know that. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.